It's Tuesday. Happy New Year, everybody. And you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing and our first IndyCar Oval Series race for 2026. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gonzo. Welcome to P1 Broadcasting signature presentation of Round 4, Week 4 of Season 1 of 2026 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you from the heart of the South and Echo Park Speedway for our second intermediate track of the season.
You should be started with the right way. With
all right.
It's not the right way.
All right.
New Year.
All right. Welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway for our second intermediate racetrack of the season. Hello again, everyone, and also joining me in the booth. And we're going to get right on into it with the points. And the point situation is Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and then we'll be joined by Justin Petschauer with his opening thoughts and starting lineups. But there are your conditions. Luis, pretty typical race here, 120 degrees on the track temp. But let's get into the points. We got right now, Matt Hollenball is still leading, but we now have the guys that finished 1 and 2 in that photo finish. Anna Klimek and Clindy, that also made social media for iRacing this week. They are now second and third in the points, and we're back at a racetrack that Clindy has done recently well at, as well as Matt Hollenball has done recently well here. So what are you thinking about these points so far?
Well, the point is Matt Hollenball is at top with 843 points ahead of the Clindy. Actually, Clindy won the second one yesterday, and in the second race of the day. So, but it's not really a lot of points because it was 2.6K over there. But today is a big one. Almost is for 1.5K.
Just shy of 5K, yes.
But it's going to be really interesting with Casey Povolonis on top on this race today.
Justin, we're back at a track IndyCar doesn't go to anymore, but this is the old and bumpy version of Atlanta, not Plate Atlanta, kind of the more preferred version for these drivers, but a track that you have a lot of experience with. Opening thoughts here before we get into today's starting lineup.
First off, I'm going to say I will take this version over Plate Atlanta any day. It's also hot. It's slick. You're going to see guys moving around, trying to find clean air, as well as trying not to run into each other, if you will, because of the bumps, especially in 1 and 2. But I don't know how to describe it, but a lot worse in 3 and 4, if I'm just going to describe it there. But it should be a good race today. It's only 75 laps, and you said the track temp, it's 120 degrees. Not like what we saw when we ran Plate Atlanta here, what was it, a few years ago, where it was like 140 degrees on the track temp?
Yeah, the last time we were here, Season 2 of 2025, it was also a 5K strength of field race. That was at the Dew track. Last time we were at Legacy version of Atlanta Motor Speedway was Season 1 of 2025, and that was a 4.5K, and that had PK beating Clindy in that race. But last time we were at the plate version, it was Matt Hollenball over Josh Ward. Josh Ward is in the lineup, and let's go ahead and get the startup in, Justin, as we are gridded up and getting ready to go green next time by.
On the pole with his traditional meow over the voice chat, it's Casey Povolonis starting on pole position. Next to him, T-Rich, Tanner Richardson, Mason Mitchum starts third, Josh Ward fourth, and running out the top 5, Trey Shadid. 6th, it is Kyle Clinworth. 7th, it is the prodigy himself, Indy Kirkenbauer. Ty Quilla will start 8th. Mohamed Omir will start 9th, and rounding out the top 10, it is Frank Guillen. 11th, it is Anna Klimek. 12th, it is Lilac Zier. 13th, it is Elijah Gilson. 14th, Matt Hollenball. 15th, it is Logan Edwards. 16th, the boss man, Antonio Estrada. 17th, it is Tony Pizarro. 18th, a fellow NIS racer from the past, Eli Hinton, will start 18th. 19th, it is Matt Taylor. 20th, still the greatest name in all of iRacing. I don't care what you say, Crash Dion. 21st, another fellow NIS racer from the past of mine. It is Ricky Springer. Welcome to the IndyCars. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you have fun there, Ricky. 22nd is Joe Robert, and 23rd and dead last, it is Alistair Kahn. That is your 23-car field here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the proper Atlanta Motor Speedway. What do you say, guys? We're in for one heck of a good show here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think we're going to have one of them fantastic Atlanta finishes, in terms of the photo finishes, that is.
I think we're looking at anything but a typical draft racing, pack racing race that we see at these style of racetracks, just because of the nature of how Atlanta is set up. And we are green flag, and here we go, and we are already spreading out. Povolonis Mitchum in the one.
3 wide in the middle of the pack as they go into turn 1 there. Already you see a number of these guys running that high line. A couple of cars clipping the apron. You do that white line there as they go through the corners. You do not want to do that, especially here in Atlanta, because it will extremely upset the car very, very bad as they go through 3 and 4, already at top speed.
3 wide through the corners, wide racetrack. But just because it's wide doesn't mean they're going to run out of room, and doesn't mean that they can race in every one of those grooves, as after a while, these cars are going to be searching for the grip as the tires start to go away. 3 wide in the bottom portion of the top 5.
Still at least 3 wide at times here, but back down to 2 wide. Everybody trying to find their groove now as they go through 3 and 4, still side by side between a number of the rows here. Already some good side by side battling as they go off into turn number 1.
We'll ride with last week's winner, Ty Quilla.
Close, Matt Sullivan and Tony Pizarro in turn 2. Maha. That was close.
Yeah, that was a little too close.
Error for Matt, actually.
No, it was Matt Hollabaugh. He got a little too close to that wall coming off of turn 2 there. He had to back out of it. Pizarro stopped. Pizarro backed out of it. No harm, no foul now.
You're listening to these drivers. You think with all this, the 24 degree of banking on this version of the racetrack, that they can turn the wheel, and with all this downforce, they can turn at will. And no, you have to lift here a little bit. The aero wash, it plays a role, and there you see him playing with the throttle to get through 3 and 4, trying to stay in line to his inside. That's Mohamed Omir.
Mohamed Omir with that run on the inside of Matt Hollabaugh now, still side by side. Tony Pizarro right there in the middle, right behind him. Mohamed Omir will wash up just a little bit, give space there to Matt Hollabaugh as they go down the back straightaway into turn 3. Almost contact there between Mohamed Omir and Matt Hollabaugh, but they avoided it somehow as they come off of turn number 4.
Back up front, it is Tanner Richards to the point around both the votive teammates, and joining him up front is also Josh Ward. He's in the 3rd spot. Clindy up high in the Pink Panther is in P4. Ty Quilla in P5. Clindy swaps sides. He goes to the low side under Josh Ward and gets the position. Move Clindy in the Pink Panther up to P3.
Not just that, though. We also had a swap for the lead there between T. Rich and Casey Povolonis. Povolonis had that same drafting effect going in to turn 3 there, but look at Kyle Clemworth now up to the high side. He's running that Larson line as they go through turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Is it going to be enough to get that run? I think it will. Same
thing he did to Ward. Crossover going low in the 3, but Casey's there to shut the door and no place for Clindy to go. He's going to have to stand put in that P3 as now T. Rich begins to attack Casey.
T. Rich with that run down the front straightaway, still up on the high side there as they go through 1 and 2. He's going to try and swap down right behind. There he goes. He's going to try and make that run and take over the lead as they go into number 3. But here comes Kyle Clemworth. He's got that run as well, but he gets thrown dirty air from T. Rich as they go off of turn 4.
See a lot of these drivers, Lewis, when they're coming off of turn 2 up high, they're like using the banking to drive down underneath and go to the low side by the time and get a big run and get underneath the driver that they're trying to pass in turn 3.
Yeah, it's really tough actually at turn 2 because the wall, you think that the wall is kind of far, but it's getting close and close and close. And especially in turn exit on turn 4, it's one of the passing if you go to the high line and turn 2, is the passing is kind of dangerous also too because like I said, the wall is getting close, but it's a good risk to take at least 1 or 2 positions on there.
Look at them all in the back right around Mohamed Omir. They're still battling it out side by side back there. So a whole host of drivers trying to work their way up forward in this pack. Lap 10 of 75. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And if you also haven't done so already, we don't quite have everything set up, but you can donate to the broadcast through Super Chats here on iRacing. And we certainly would appreciate it. Remember, we do these for free on behalf of the iRacing IndyCar community. Lap 11 of 75, now lap 12 of 75. At a place that IndyCar has been to many times, and especially on this configuration, 14 times IndyCar has raced here, whether it's been USAC, CART, or the Indy Racing League. But now the way they've reconfigured this track, it's doubtful we'll ever see IndyCar ever return to this racetrack before. But this was a member of the IndyCar schedule for quite a while. In the 70s, in the early 80s, and the early 2000s, and the late 90s as well.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't come back with the current configuration because you don't want the G-Lock situation from 2001 Texas all over again.
For CART 2001 Texas, yes.
That one.
Side by side, Povolonis and Josh Ward teammates. Remember, give your teammate a little extra room, and Ward clears him. And now Clindy to the point underneath T-Rich.
Clindy with a fantastic run now, but here comes T-Rich. He's going to try and use that clean air as well as the momentum that he has up on the high side there. It wasn't going to be enough coming off of turn 4. He might try and slip back in behind Kyle Clinworth. Yeah, there he goes. Well, I spoke too soon.
A little bit of a swap, high to low. T-Rich gets the run in the clean air. He noses the head out on off of turn 2. Now they're drag racing down the backstretch, still wheel to wheel, going to 3 and 4.
Kyle Clinworth will slide in behind T-Rich there, but don't look now. Here comes Josh Ward. Josh Ward has that momentum now. He's enjoying what's happening in front right now because that's letting him gain all the momentum there. Oh, he got a little bit of turbulent air. He had to back off of it a little bit too much there, but that sets up the run now as they go down the back straightaway.
Underneath Clindy as we ride with him. Go ahead.
126, by the way, the weather in the track. It went up for 22 to 26 now.
All that rubber getting laid down.
Oh, Josh Ward had to roll out of that.
Yeah, he had to roll out of it big time there going off of turn 2, but he lost that momentum temporarily, but he should be able to gain it back now as they come off of turn 4.
Lindy with the fastest lap at 2:19.5. Now you see everybody's fastest lap right there on the timing tree. That is based off the correct distance of this racetrack, 1.54 miles, 2:19.5, 2:17, 2:19, 2:18. So these cars moving at a pretty good clip here. Not quite the track record. Track record is considerably a little bit faster than that as Ward now moves to the front.
Well, he was temporarily in the front, but now he had to move back behind Kyle Clinworth because the momentum just was not there coming off of turn 2.
Track record here set 98 by Billy Boat with a speed of 224.154. Your career wins leaders here at Atlanta for IndyCar. Rick Mears with 5, including 4 in a row from 79 to 82. Johnny Rutherford has 3, including the very first time USAC came here in 1965. And Greg Ray, when the Indy Racing League came here between 98 and 2001, won 2 of those races, and he has 2 career wins here. So those are your big winners in IndyCar history here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, trying to put their name in the history books as well. Ward and Clindy off of turn 2. Drag racing once again down the backstretch.
Ward has that momentum every now and then that he gets that chance, but now Clinworth will throw the dirty air block right on that front wing of Josh Ward. Ward has the momentum coming past the start-finish line and into turn 1. Will he be able to get the move done? As he goes up to the high side, Clindy will move up there, throw the block on him there, and all that dirty air. Oh,
that was almost a kiss. That was almost a kiss if there wasn't a little bit of contact right there. It's Clindy Ward T. Rich, Povolonis and Quill, your top 5. The Prodigy in 6. Gilson's up to 7th. Fast Frankie up to 8th. Shadid in 9th. And Bizarro has worked his way up into 10th very quietly. In fact, Bizarro is one of your biggest gainers of the day, LGN. He has started from the back, and he is up 7 positions to P10.
Yeah, actually, you're right. He's getting strong. It's coming really strong. Tony Pizarro, after they have a almost contact with Matt, but it's going strong for the high line. Now it's going almost side by side with Trey Shadid. And this is the point. This is the point when the tire is getting, and also the car is getting a little more heavy, and you want to turn it, the car is not turning. So I hope that people can survive until 35 or almost 40. When it's set nicely to come into the pit.
I think you'll also see some drivers undercut it there because of them running side by side, trying to get around guys. You definitely want to try and at least undercut it to get that fresh Firestone rubber on the car there, because the longer you stay behind another car, let alone swap drafting, if you will, like we're seeing here with Clenworth and Josh Ward, it's going to burn your tires up more, and you're going to lose grip. And you want all the grip you can have here in Atlanta.
Right. Yeah, the undercut is powerful here, especially with new tires. Watching a battle between the Prodigy and Elijah Gilson. Gilson was getting underneath the Prodigy coming off a 2, but he had the lift as he pushed up the racetrack. Again, the low side with these...
Just Ward with... Oh, my God. Just Ward and Clendy wasn't very close. Sorry, Gary.
That's okay.
I want to see super close in the wheel-to-wheel in the front for the first place. And it's still... I think Clendy want to keep it the high line mostly to turn it very well, but look at that Clendy, how he used it. He don't want to use the first line. Now he used it, but it was close, really close.
Well, they will go back to running. Yeah, they'll go back to single file, but to echo Justin, a little too close, at least at this point in the race. We're not even to the halfway point yet, but shouting out Elijah Gilson. He has some people in chat cheered him on, and he has worked his way up 6 positions up into 7th as he is racing the Prodigy. But the top 10 is all kind of separated now. We'll give you gaps in between each position. Each one, it really seems to be a couple of tenths in between each position, almost uniformly spread out. Except this battle between Povolonis and Richards.
Yeah. But the longer this race goes on in green flag conditions, the more you're going to start seeing that field spread out more and more, because those tires are getting worn, especially as the track temp starts to climb. Last I knew, it was 126. LGN, what is it now?
124. They have this clown on the turn 3 and 4. And yeah, that's going to make it a little bit down, just a little bit.
Apparently, there was almost contact on the straight, one of the turns over here, according to Trace Shadid.
Go back and watch that. Anna Klimek and Shadid side by side.
Actually, she won yesterday. By the way, she won yesterday in the Kentucky on the Open Series by in the yellow flag. She won the race.
Anna on a bit of a hot streak, finishing 2nd last week. The narrowest of margins. Look at his battle right behind him. It's Hollenbaum, O'Meara, and Pizarro.
Pizarro up to the high side there, trying to find as much clean air as he can. He will slot right back in behind Hollaby. He backs out of it. He thought he was going to try and make a run, but he knew it wasn't going to be enough. Still maintains that high side as Hollaby goes to the bottom of the speedway here. Mohamed O'Meara also following behind Matt Hollaby as they went through the corner there on the bottom of the speedway. Mohamed O'Meara with a huge run, but now he's back out of it. I think he barely pressed the wall there. And Hollabaugh just running that Kyle Larson line all the way up against the wall, using the air bubble, if you will, to his advantage. Now as they go down the back straightaway towards turn 3.
Right behind him is Hinton and Zier.
Actually, we talking about Pizarro. I didn't know why Pizarro is too low in 13. They have a contact with Trey Shadid in turn 2. I don't know how they saved the car, but that's why Pizarro is 13 now.
Pizarro, big run off the backstretch, looking at Hollabaugh, trying to decide where he's going to go. They're all going to stay up in the high line.
Majority of the time, that's not the best option there, but like I said, these tires are starting to wear out. They're trying to search for grip as best they can, and it's somewhat working, but it's also somewhat not working to their advantage.
Back up front, it is Josh Ward now leading by 5/10 over Clindy. Nearing the first round and only round of pit stops, Clindy is in second. T. Rich has now been caught by Casey Povolonis. And Lewis, this is part of the race, really. We've gone green flag this entire time. Those that have managed to save their tires the best are the ones coming through the field right now. And I believe one of those drivers is Lilac Zier, who has gotten around Hinton. Hinton's gone back. Now Zier is battling Hollenball. Well, actually, Zier is kind of holding off Edwards at the moment.
Actually, is Matt Halliburton started to losing. He went to the top 10 and then now is 14. The other guy is going down is Trish Hadid is 6 down, and Mason Mitchell is 6 down too. So I think so the tire for them, they're really cooked. So I think, like I just said, very strong Gibson is on front with 6 spots. So pretty good job. Actually, it's pretty good because he can come into the pits in that position and maybe can gain 1 or 2 more positions there.
Pizarro and O'Meara side by side.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm watching this battle here. Hollabaugh backed out of it because he knows his tires are pretty much shot, if you will. But O'Meara and Tony Pizarro had a pretty good battle. They're going back and forth here, using the draft to their advantage. O'Meara trying to get that run now, but Pizarro goes up to the high side just a tad bit, then moves back down to the bottom of the speedway off of turn 2 here. O'Meara is trying. He's got that run, but the question is it going to be enough? Yeah, Tanner Richards signaling he's going into the pits. Now, pit entry here is absolutely tricky because you have to get it down to 50 miles an hour from over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, remember, on top of already being tricky, and I think it might be 45 here. I know it's painfully slow, but on top of being tricky, they got to slow down with the hybrids, and the hybrids have proven to be a handful when you try to slow your car down. But Tanner Richards is in his stall. He has the first one all the way down at the end just about, and he is down and away, and he is good to go to the end, but he is the first takers on pit road. Gilson on pit road right now.
Gilson and Hinton on pit road as well. They pretty much, it seems like they're already figuring out with this hybrid system that you literally have to back it almost all the way up at the entry of turn 3. That way you don't get busted for speeding.
Watching this battle again, Shadid, O'Meara, Pizarro. They've all been in a 3-car battle for much of the second half of this first stint. Joe Robert on pit, actually Antonio Estrada coming to pit road.
O'Meara, yeah. Whew. Nice save.
See what happened with O'Meara coming off of 2. I think he just got loose, and he might want to start thinking about hitting pit road now. Let's see what happened.
He watched up, didn't realize Tony Pizarro was on the high side. They barely made contact with the wheels. And how O'Meara saved that, I will never know, but hell of a save there, dude. Hell of a save.
Glindy back to the points as he's worked away around Josh Ward. Casey Povolonis coming to pit road.
Ricky Springer also signaling he's going in.
Matt Halliburton is coming out now for the pit.
There's Tanner Richards, purple lap.
220.5.
Clindy was sideways down the backstretch, and he is towed.
Oh, no.
Let's see what happened to Clindy. I think he just loses it off of 2 all by himself and ends up just towing. No caution, but our leader and one of our championship contenders this season out of the race. And let's see what happened to the Pink Panther. He's riding that high line off of 2, and we are right in the middle of the pit stint. And does he just lose it? He gets up. Oh, he gets up into the wall, and it just sticks there.
Super glued into the wall.
And right to the inside. A day is done for the former series champion.
The good old NR 2003 super glue wall. Never changes. Never changes. Can we Can we fix that, please, iRacing? Thank you.
If you're
How
Joy
would
P,
I feel that?
go
Sorry,
ahead.
Just keep going.
No,
No. Keep going.
If you enjoy P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series, Tues and that top split, and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Lewis, you're getting ready to say?
How is gonna feel that thing in the real life? It could be glue on there, or for sure the wheels going boom on your hands, getting strong. But how it's gonna feel? How is the sensation about to be like that, and the car is stuck in the wall in the real life? For sure, we feel here it's not going out, and when you try to go out, as Glendy did, the car is gone. But it could be really annoying for the real drivers.
Ovalonis goes purple with the new tires. Staying out there, going long still, is Tyquilla. Indy Kirkenbauer still going long. Pizarro and Shadid. O'Meara just right up in front of Pizarro. Again, these guys going long. Edwards going long. Matt Taylor, who does very good tire management, he is going long. Crash Neon and Joe Robert going long. Tanner Richards is leading that second group of drivers who stopped early. He's going to assume the lead probably. Oh, Pizarro into the wall.
Just a kiss, but that's probably going to be enough. Oh, he's getting loose.
Kirkenbauer coming to pit road.
I'm thinking that was more than just a kiss on the wall there for Tony Pizarro, because now he's slowing down tremendously. I'm not going to be surprised if he broke something on that right rear suspension.
Joe Roberts have a maple flag, I think.
He must have hit the wall because he is still rolling out there.
I don't think he hit the wall. I don't see any crash.
Might have been contact with another car?
Don't know. It is. Nope. Maybe
Let's see what happened. Do we see what happened? We go back in time, and it's
a flat tire. I see the front tire look like a raining tire. Actually.
Oh yeah, look at that front tire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that right there. That is a very worn tire. And he's coming to pit road right now, but Tyquilla's still out there, and he's coming to pit road right now as well.
Trey Shadid also signaling he's going
Ty. Oh, he comes in and he loses handfuls of time as he's sliding around pit road with those well-worn tires. O'Meara's staying out long. Logan Edwards staying out long. Let's see what Ty's tires look like when he comes to... Oh, yeah, they are... That is a well-worn right front tire. Now it's a new front tire. Ray Shadid on pit road. He has, and he misses his marks. That is a very unhappy front tire right there.
Mohamed O'Meara spun it coming on a pit road. He got in too hot. So that's essentially his race over there.
Yeah, we're going back and watching what happened, and he slid it in, coming into the pits there. So now we're waiting for Logan Edwards. Oh, and he comes into pit road.
Matt Taylor got around on the front straightaway here. It looked like he might have had contact with somebody coming off of turn 4. No, he was checking up for somebody on the front going into pit road and got clipped from behind.
Oh, and Andy Kirkenbauer have a maple flag, so it's.
So let's see what happened. Let's see what happened with Matt Taylor, as we have everything happening on the racetrack all at once. Taylor coming to pit road. And I think Kirkenbauer got it. Kirkenbauer did. Net coded into him, and Kirkenbauer up into the wall, but he is forgiven.
He may be forgiven visually, but
yeah,
he got the meatball.
But on the racetrack, Tanner Richards is your leader, but Josh Ward, the undercut has helped Tanner a little bit, but it hasn't helped him that much now as the good of those tires is worn off. And here's Josh Ward right on his attenuator. Tony Pizarro off of pit road with new tires, 221.7 with the purple lap as we're watching a battle for the lead between two drivers that are really, really good in IndyCars on ovals, Tanner Richards, Josh Ward, as that battle continues down the backstretch. And just behind them a little bit is Josh Ward's teammate, Casey Povolonis, our pole sitter. He's in third.
Mason Mitchell have a middle flag, have a contact with Ty Quilla in turn 2.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Quilla clipped the apron just a tad bit and washed up into Mason Mitchum there. And it sent Mason Mitchum into the wall.
You're going to be able to see this. Not sure if that's already happened. We'll go back to the racetrack here. Back to the battle up front. And Josh Ward is there. He's going to take a peek to the inside, and 1 and 2 down low. T. Rich is going to have all that momentum on the high side down the backstretch. That's going to help him maintain that position. There you see Josh Ward losing the momentum but getting back into the draft. Remember, we talked about it just a little bit before about the having the new hybrid here because it's going to make things coming to pit road differently. But they can deploy the hybrid for a little added boost now in these cars here at this racetrack. Where do you recharge? Where do you deploy the hybrid on this racetrack? These drivers are learning as they go down the backstretch as Casey Povolonis creeping very slowly into this battle.
Casey Povolonis is loving what he's seeing here as the front two between Josh Ward and Tanner Richards are still side by side. Tanner Richards will lead this time by, but the question is, will Tanner Richards get that lead back while Casey Povolonis is just going, come on guys, keep doing this, because the more you keep doing this, I'm just reeling you in. And sure enough, there he is. He's pulling them in tremendously. He's using that hybrid to his advantage while he's recharging as they go through the corners.
16 to go. Battle for the lead side by side will be very quickly joined by Casey Povolonis. And let's not forget to shout out fast Frankie Gwynn. Frankie up to P4. Gilson up to P5. He's up by 8 spots. And Eli Hinton, one of your NIS guys, Justin, he has worked his way up 10 spots to P8.
Yeah, Eli Hinton, he's just like me from back in the day. We know how to manage tires here in Atlanta. Didn't matter what type of car it was, but still that battle. Here we go, boys. Casey Povolonis is there as they go through turns 1 and 2, still side by side between Josh Ward and Tanner Richards as they come off the corner.
Oh, and he goes to the high side. He's using the draft and the hybrid to pull himself up to second and side by side with Ward, but he had to roll out of it. That's going to cost him the momentum. But we're going to ride here. We're riding with Povolonis. He is back, and they're thinking about taking a 3 wide, going into 1. The door shuts.
Josh Ward was like, no, you don't.
If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split coming to you from Echo Park Speedway. We've now completed, we got 13 to go of 75 laps. You're enjoying our coverage of tonight's race. So like to monetarily support us, you can find the link to our, actually in the chat here, Super Chats. You can send us the Super Chats that way. We'll set up a new GoFundMe soon for 2025, but if we do this for free and any donations you can send our way, we certainly would appreciate that. We realize times are tough, so any donation, no matter the amount, is greatly appreciated. Don't go anywhere after this race. Indy next series will be at Myrtle Beach. If you want to see a bull ring war with open wheelers. And then later tonight, the opening round of the 20th season of the Area 51 IndyCar Series as they open their 20th season right here on P1 as we watch this battle for the lead.
Josh Ward, talk about slamming the door late on Tanner Richards. He slammed it hard right in his face as they were going down the backstretch. Here comes Josh Ward for the lead as they go into 1.
Nice.
Still side by side. But Ward, yeah, he's going to have the momentum. He learned what Rich did, T-Rich did to him a couple laps ago, and he's going to use that momentum on the high side to pull ahead, hold that lead. Josh Ward does have the slightly younger tires of these three, but here's Povolonis on the outside, and he passes T-Rich. I'm wondering if the good of the tires is gone for T-Rich.
Yeah, the tires are good and gone on T-Rich there as they came off of turn 4. The rear end got a little oversteery, and it sent him to the back. But here comes Casey Povolonis. Povolonis trying to find his way to get around Josh Ward. Ward is just, he's got to be at least paying attention to his mirrors just a tad bit. But here comes Povolonis now. Povolonis with the run on Josh Ward as they go into one. Not going to be enough. Josh Ward slams the door shut on him as they come off of turn 2.
Battle between teammates. 23 laps for Ward, 25 for Povolonis, and now next time by will be 30 laps on these tires for Tanner Richards. And I gotta say, you're not gonna win this race with 30-lap old tires unless something happens to these two, and it gives him the lead. But we are now 8 to go, 7 to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
7 to go, and anything can happen now. Tanner Richards using that high line to a little bit of his advantage now. He maintains that momentum going down the back straightaway right behind Casey Povolonis. Povolonis now goes to the high side. Same with Tanner Richards. Richards just barely bounces up the walls. They come off of turn 4. Povolonis is doing everything he can, staying in the draft of Josh Ward, but Josh Ward sees what he's doing as they go off into 1. Here comes Casey Povolonis right in the rear wing of Josh Ward as they come off of turn 2.
Povolonis going to have to use patience as Ward with a little bit of an awkward exit off of 2, and that's going to allow Povolonis down low to take a lead and a sniff for a possible big top split win for Casey Povolonis. We've seen him get all these good starts in these pole positions, but can he put the full race package together here? 5 to go at Atlanta, side by side with the teammates once more to 1 and 2.
Still side by side as they come off of turn 2. Ward goes up the high side, almost contact there, wheel to wheel, still side by side down the back straightaway as they go into turn 3. How they did not wreck down the backstretch, I will never know. But still some fantastic racing here at Atlanta as it's 4 to go this time by.
Lewis, when do the gloves come off between teammates? I know you've raced with some teammates up in the front before. You help each other for a while, but at some point you're like, man, I want to win.
Oh yeah, it's like I know, it's like okay, we can play, we can have some fun and things, but it's like I don't know, man. I want to win. I want to be on the front, and but it's tough. It's tough to decide that stuff when you have a 4 to go now with the Ward and Povolonis for the victory. But I think who's more fast, they have more tires and more performance. They have to be on the front, and I think Povolonis have for sure a lot of performance to be on the front.
Well, Povolonis has older tires than Josh Ward, but what Povolonis has that Ward doesn't is clean air, and 2 laps to go.
2 to go this time by as they go off into turn 1. Josh Ward, I think, has used up his tires as best he can now. He's starting to lose ground on Casey Povolonis as they go down the back straightaway. He'll use that draft temporarily with the use of the hybrid as they go off into turn 3, coming to the white flag this time by. Is it going to be a fantastic photo finish here at Atlanta, or is it going to be as it is right now? I was hoping for a photo finish, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, boys.
Povolonis, the big cheese, looking to deliver that first big top split win. He is halfway through this lap, through 1 and 2, down the backstretch, looking at his first big top split win. He's got the qualifications down pat. He started from the pole. He came back from the mid-pack. He kept those tires underneath him, and he's going to get that first top split win tonight here at Atlanta. Povolonis wins. Ward second. Tanner Richards third. And a really nice race here at Atlanta.
Yeah, another fantastic Atlanta race here. No cautions, which is shocking. Well, technically, there should have been one. That was with Kirkenbauer and Taylor coming off of turn 4. But
Clindy too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one as well. But, man, heck of a good finish that was. Heck of a race. What do you say, Gary? Let's go into the unofficial results.
Let's get into the results here. Casey Povolonis gets that big first win by 0.5 of a second over Josh Ward. Tanner Richards comes home third. Frankie Gwynn, very quietly for Frankie, did a great race. He improved 6 spots to come home in fourth. Elijah Gilson gets a top 5. He came up 8 spots. Ty Quilla in 6th. Anna Klimek in 7th. Matt Hollenball in 8th. Matt improved 6 spots. Tony Pizarro in 9th. He improved 8 spots. And Lilac Zier rounds out the top 10. Logan Edwards comes from the back of the pack to the mid-pack. He finishes 11th. Edwards improved 4 spots. Alistair Kahn, he comes home 12th, up 11 spots, started from the rear of the field. Ricky Springer, 13th. Antonio Estrada, El Patron, 14th. Trey Shadid, 15th. Crash Neon in 16th. Eli Hitton, who at one point was looking like a top 10 finish, but fell back here in the late going. P17, not bad start, the top 20 for a guy that drives the tin tops. Joe Robert, 18th. Mohamed Omir, 19th. And Mason Mitchum, who started up front today, in 20th. And then rounding out the remainder of the field, Indy Kirkenbauer in 21st. We saw with contact with Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor retired in 22nd. And Clindy, not the finish he was looking for in a high strength of field race. Remember, this was one I rating short of 5K. This was 4.999. That's what this split was. It's going to cost him on points. This might be one of his drops. We shall see how it impacts the championship as we get later into the season. But one of our former champions here of the Oval Series comes home in 23rd. All right. Just getting some replays queued up here. All right, let's get into the interview room and see who we have here to talk with us. I would expect we at least have a couple of drivers here to join us. And, yeah, we do have Josh Ward. We will not have Tanner Richards, but Josh Ward is here. We'll bring him on up. Josh, congratulations, P2 today. Good to see you back in a top split race. It's been a while. Just ran out of tires there at the end, my friend?
No, I had hit the wall around lap, I'd say 55, somewhere around there. I was just looking down at my adjustments and just hit the wall on entry, and the car was just a parachute after that. Yeah, I mean, he beat me fair and square. You know, good to get a motif car out there anyways.
Well, I mean, it's for the team a pretty good day. You guys had guys start from the front row, and you had guys finish 1 and 2 at the end of this race. Despite the damage, let's talk about what you learned in this race. This is the first time we've used the hybrids here. Did the hybrid make racing any different here at Atlanta?
I think for me it did, because I come from the NASCAR side, and those cars are very heavy. So the heavier they can make this car and the more power they can put into it, I think plays into my favor a little bit. But yeah, I like the hybrid. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot more decision making, busy hands, and as I did, I hit the wall because I was too busy messing with adjustments. So you really got to stay focused.
It just kind of tells you, you take your eyes off the road just 1 second, and how fast you're moving in a virtual sense, and all of a sudden you're in the wall. And I think we've all been there. Been there, done that at least one time in our iRacing career. Well, congratulations. You did, even though despite the damage, you brought it home in third with a very good Tanner Richards behind you, but I think possibly he might have ran out of tires as well. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anybody want to say hi to for your P2 here today?
Yeah, Votive guys have been helping me out for just kind of get back into this. I'm going to run the Derby. Don't really know what's after that, but they've kind of brought me back up to speed with the hybrids and everything. So I appreciate them. Casey, that's a big win. I really, really wanted to win this race. I still haven't won a top split race, but happy to see Casey do it. He's the number 15 car, and he came and just kicked everybody's ass that's statistically better than him. So really proud to see the team do 1-2.
Congratulations, and we'll see you Sunday at the Derby right here on P1.
Thank you.
Let's bring in Casey Povolonis, and let's talk to him real quick. Here's Casey Povolonis, the Big Cheese, getting his first big win here in the Top Split broadcast. And Casey, I know it's a long time coming. I know you work in the racing industry. We'll talk about that here in a second. But we've been kind of seeing your progression through the ranks. You've now kind of got qualifying down where you're consistent up at the front qualifier, but you've not been able to put that other foot down, which is getting that good finish. And now the good finishes are coming. Do you feel like that your repertoire of what you've learned in IndyCar is kind of all coming together now with getting this win today?
I mean, yeah, you have to do everything perfect, and if you make one mistake, there goes the win. But I don't know what to do with my hands. I mean, I was shifting gears, pressing weight jackers, doing the hybrid entire race, and I'm like Ricky Bobby, like, what do I do now?
Well, let's talk about your experience. You actually do work in the racing industry. Anything that you were able to apply that you know from coming to races at Atlanta that were able to help you here kind of on the IndyCar side of things here in the simulator? Is there anything that cross over from your world into IndyCar here?
I mean, yeah, I was a NASCAR race engineer. I'm working on NASCAR again as a support engineer now with the trucks, and Atlanta is a worn-out, junky track. I mean, the biggest takeaway I have is the vote of Atlanta races and just, the off-season race. I learned a lot about just having to back up the corner and let off. And I wasn't going 100% all race, and that's kind of what, got me 75 laps later to the finish.
Yeah, definitely were able to save on those tires a little bit. What did you learn using the hybrid here for the first time?
It's hard to manage. I mean, it has its advantages, but there was one time, I think around lap 30 or so, I was dogging Tanner, and I, was on the hybrid and got to hit the weight jacker, and like I pushed up and almost, I just got tight and lost a second, and that could have been bad, but glad. It just really complicates things, and we'll see who takes the advantage of it.
Well, this is a good start for the next 7 days. Of course, Votive, one of your sponsors, and you're on the Votive racing team there. And their big race to start their next season is this Sunday, the Votive Derby. How do you feel now getting a win here in the top split? Almost 5K, just 1 point shy of 5K, 4.9. How do you feel about starting this week with a win, knowing that probably the biggest race of, I guess, the first part of the year is coming up with the Derby?
It's a confidence booster. I mean, this race, I did have to get elbows out with Josh, but there's going to be a lot more elbows out for the Derby. I mean, it's going to be, elbows out with 10 or 15 people compared to, Josh and Tanner.
Well, congratulations on the win. Any shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors? I know you got to be pretty excited about this, getting your big first win here. So go ahead and let them rip.
Yeah. Thanks to all the Voda folks. And then we just teamed up with, Taylor Mills Racing. We call ourselves the Entente. We're all making setups together. We did really well last night also. Got to thank the competition director, Jet. He's the dog that the glue that keeps it all together. And yeah, I guess I got to thank the Ram Truck guys at Colleague and Pratt and Miller, because they're going to go win Daytona with a really cool driver.
Well, we'll be watching here as we get closer to the speed weeks and see if you could get a real dub at the World Center of Speed there at Daytona in the Truck Series. But congratulations on getting the win in the virtual sense in the top split broadcast race here at Atlanta. Congrats. We will see you in a week when we head back short track racing in Iowa.
Oh boy, new one or old one.
See you later, Casey.
See ya.
Well, guys, we always like seeing a first-time winner or a winner we haven't seen in a while. And Lewis, I'll start off with you. We've seen Casey in a number of races. Actually, we've seen him kind of start and work his way up. He gets faster. We see him starting at the front, but then he would start races and, make a little mistake or, maybe outrun the tires a little bit and lose time and just kind of fade to the back. And we were just kind of waiting for that other part of the story to kind of come complete, and that's getting a win, not only starting up front, but staying up front and getting that win. And we've kind of seen him start this thing, in his first start here in the series to finally getting his first win. It's pretty cool to see someone start the series as a beginner and now come through and get a win and almost a 5K strength of field race.
Yeah, I remember when I won my first top split, even close, and that time even the top split for us is 4K. That's the biggest and the one of the toppest. And but when one of them, I'm gonna say 5K. He can say it. I won 1 5K.
We'll round up.
Yeah, we can round up because 490.99 is like a. But it's we've been with him in Borev, saying the guy's always in the middle, try to get him push on the front. We talking about him, same over here, sometimes coming, they have bad luck to have accidents and stuff. So I really have the first winning, and in 2026, the first race actually doesn't have to put in his resume or something like that. I won the first race on 2026 top split. So that is a really, really good details for him for this year. So I hope to have him more time. I hope he can come back on Iowa when also the tire is really important. It's gonna be almost the same temperature that we see today. Actually, it's afternoon, so it's gonna be really interesting to see him and the championship. Well, with Matt Halliburton finish on top 10 and Clendy went far on the back. It's like maybe gonna take some points. I don't know how much he's gonna take it, but it's gonna be really interesting for him. He's gonna take it 196 points. So it's the first race he racing. Maybe it's a second, but for sure it's gonna be a couple points to escape a little bit from Clendy for Iowa. Clendy in Iowa is pretty good. So I hope have to take much points as I can to maybe go ahead for the championship. So I know still have a lot to talk about from the end. So see you next week on Iowa. See you this Thursday for the last round. Oh my God, last round, 3 races: Pocono, Iowa, and Gateway. 3 races. The last Indy Light Series, the ERL. So it's gonna be really interesting. The Pocono 100. 40 laps with the Indy Lights, and then the Iowa with the Indy Lights, and then the Gateway in Indy Lights. So it's going to be really interesting. So see you there, 7:45 Thursday.
Justin, we saw a couple new names in the lineup tonight. I'm not sure where Class C trucks were. I can't remember. Normally that's our chief competition that we have on Tuesday nights when we do our top split. The trucks are typically running as well, but we saw some regular tin top drivers making their IndyCar starts here. Now this is kind of a track that the tin toppers would have a little bit more experience at than the open wheelers. And at one point, they were doing pretty good in this race. Do you think we're going to see more tin toppers, at least in the first half of this year, as they get into this car and get a little bit more used to it, and maybe in a way to prepare themselves for the fixed or open Indy 500s come in May? Do you think that we'll start seeing more of the stock car drivers give the open wheelers a shot here, and some of these races that aren't just the draft pack tracks, but are kind of on the tracks that require a little bit more management than just planting your foot down and turning left?
Well, to answer your question on where the Class C fixed trucks are at, they're at Pocono.
Okay.
This week.
Not a bad track.
So, I wouldn't necessarily say you're going to see more of them in prep for the open and fixed Indy 500. I'm going to be honest. I think you're going to start seeing them eventually cross over and run IndyCar full time. Doesn't matter if it's the Indy Road Series, Indy Open, Indy the iRacing IndyCar Series, Indy Oval Fix, the IndyCar Series in general. I think you're going to see more and more start to cross over because they want that good racing. And from what I've heard from at least a few people I used to run against, they've had a lot more fun running IndyCar because the racing is cleaner. The competition is so much better. And it's laid back, so to say. It's not like, as well as the cars are a lot more fun to drive, even with the hybrid unit, because the horsepower, and you actually have to drive the car, unlike the Gen 7. So I think we're going to see more and more start to eventually cross over. And this is going to be a destination for those that want to find good racing, whether it's a mix between oval and road, the road racing, as well as the oval stuff, because this is essentially turning into the place you want to kind of go if you want some of the best racing that you can have or be a part of.
Yeah, 5K strength of field for a race that doesn't have any of the pros in it is pretty darn elite. Otherwise, you don't see them very often, and we get that quite a bit here in IndyCar. So if you are thinking about dipping your foot into the IndyCar pool, come on in. The water is fine. Gentlemen, let's get on out of here. Give everyone back their Tuesday nights. We'll get on out of here and get in preparation for the next week coming up. We go into Iowa.
Ooh, the question is it the 2011 version or is it the half-assed repave version?
They said this the regular, so the curly.
So the previous one, right? Not the half-assed repave.
Now, actually, the curly. Now,
The current one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's still a fun track, even though, like I said, it's a half-assed repave. But it was still fun when we ran it in the IAS. I'm sad that we don't go to it anymore, but Phoenix is going to be interesting, especially the last time I touched Phoenix in any official series was November of 2018 in the NIS mix, my last full-time season there, and that was on the version that doesn't exist anymore because we have a new one.
All right, so that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll just end it proper so we don't anger Lewis. We will not call it Echo Park. It is Atlanta Motor Speedway in the dirty South. Casey Povolonis gets that first big breakthrough wing on the top split. He gets the win over Josh Ward, and Tanner Richards comes home in third. Join us again next week for round 5, week 5 of season 1 of 2026 of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series. Tuesday night top split as the teams and drivers head to Corn Country in the world's fastest short oval, Iowa Speedway. Coverage will begin around 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, again at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Remember, as always, for the correct time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy. We require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and join our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, please take time to send us a super chat in YouTube here. The link is in the description, but also you can hit the little dollar bill icon down in chat. You can donate to our 2025, now 2026 broadcast fund. We do realize times are tough, so any amount that you can send us would be greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and make us part of your Tuesday evenings now for 2026. Each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including right now in about 7 minutes from now. As a matter of fact, it's the iRacing Indy Next Oval Series. Currently, they will be at Myrtle Beach. I'm pretty sure Justin's going to be watching that one. Followed by round 1 of one of the longest running IndyCar leagues on all of iRacing. It's the Area 51 IndyCar Series as it kicks off its 20th season. You'll find the Indy Next stream live on our channel's main page right now. Should be getting ready to go live. Or stand by and you'll be redirected if you have autoplay enabled at the completion of this stream. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. SimRap Market is your go-to source for iRacing paint templates and broadcast resources. From clean base liveries to pro-level design assets, SimRap Market is everything you need to build your brand on track. Visit simrapmarket.com. Download, customize, race. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram, and you can follow all of our social links on Linktree. All the links you need are in the description. So, for Luis Gonzalez-Nunez, Justin Petschauer, everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying all good night. And thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again next week as we go to Iowa for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split right here on P1. Good night and Happy New Year, everybody. Stand by from Indy next at Myrtle Beach next. We'll see ya.